Alright. Well, I'm congested. I should have been in bed about an hour ago. And the election is tomorrow, so, let's do this. Alright, what's good, gamers? Blood941 here, back with another weapon review video. The one before this one was the 30-second deadlock review. Depending on how that one does, because it isn't public yet as of recording this, I might do some of those in the future, depending on if I feel like I want to talk about a weapon, but I can't really talk about it for more than a couple of minutes. So if that does any good, expect more of those in the future. And if you haven't checked that out, I'd appreciate you doing so. But for now, today, we're going to be talking about a different weapon, the Kept Confidence hand cannon. But before we get too deep into the video, if y'all could click like and hit subscribe as well, that would be very, very cool. I put out 2 videos a week, Tuesdays and Fridays at noon Eastern time. Thank you guys for sticking around and showing up. We just hit 300 subscribers, actually, and that's really cool. So anyway, thank you. On to the video. So, the Kept Confidence is a 140 RPM adaptive frame hand cannon in the kinetic slot that does strand damage. It's a seasonal weapon from Season of the Witch, meaning it is craftable, but drop sources are limited as are in Banshee, as that is no longer active content. Since this is a 140, there's a very large selection of hand cannons to compare it against. For this video, I'm throwing it up against Better Devils, Midnight Coup, and Rose, as they're all located in the same slot. If I missed your 140 of choice, I apologize, but there's so many different options to choose from that listing them all would be impossible. Better Devils is a placeholder for the Crucible, Midnight Coup drops from Onslaught, and Rose is one of the 4 focusable weapons on the competitive side of Shaxx's inventory. Of the 4, Kept Confidence has the highest base range and stability, and the second lowest everything else. Better Devils is quite possibly the worst 140 in the game as a stat stick, but it has 12 perks in each column, so it's extremely customizable. I've talked about Midnight Coup on this channel already, so if you're curious about that specifically, feel free to click somewhere on the video if I remember to put a card. And the Rose has extra grip options with some very good perks, pushing its effective stats much higher than the weapon card indicates. When Kept Confidence was first issued, it was one of the first weapons to have deterministic recoil implemented, making it feel really good to shoot. I didn't know this at the time because if you look at the base stats, nothing really stands out, but they just handed us a fantastic feeling hand cannon with a very weird perk selection to choose from. Speaking of, let's break down what this has. Column 3, you've got Quick Draw, Invisible Hand, Stats for All, Loose Change, Shot Swap, Air Assault, and Killing Wind. Okay, Quick Draw is old, reliable. Fuck your handling stat, this is all you need. Invisible Hand is training wheels that don't do a good job at training. Do not use it. Stats for All is not for PvP. Loose Change... I don't like this perk as it is on weapons that really do work with it, like things that have Volt Shot or jolting feedback. I don't like it then. This hand cannon can't even apply an elemental debuff on its own, so unless you want to restrict your build for some reload speed, which is very easy to come by, I wouldn't bother. Unfortunately, Shot Swap is not as good as Quick Draw, even if Quick Draw has a weaker overall effect. Since there's no activation requirement for Quick Draw, Shot Swap is just bad. Air Assault is great if you compulsively spam the jump button, but if you can control yourself and are normal, no, don't use it. Killing Wind is only if you're running multi-kill clip or you really want to chain kills quickly. I think that multi-kill clip is your best option there. It's a good perk, it's just I would much rather have something neutral, something active at all times. Quick Draw and Killing Wind are the only real options. The rest are completely ignorable. In column 4, you've got Eye of the Storm, Thresh, Harmony, Pugilist, Gut Shot Straight, Collective Action, and Multi-Kill Clip. Eye of the Storm is a perk that I love, and I've talked about it on multiple different weapons and videos. It's an amazing dueling perk as always, and it's my personal pick here. The handling boost isn't really needed since you're probably running Quick Draw in 3, but the accuracy under fire is quite helpful. Thresh is not really a PvP perk. I wish Harmony was better, but in my opinion, hand cannons define your kit. So unless you're trying to pull off a sniper kill on a guy far away into a swap for the closer range fight, I don't think you really want this. It's great, I just don't see a world where you can intentionally lean into what it does for this weapon type consistently. Pugilist is great for melee builds, but it's not all that needed. Gut Shot Straight is dog shit. Collective Action, unfortunately, does not do enough. 10% damage isn't really that much for 140s. It makes it so you can 2-head one body against tier 8 or lower Resil, and that's nice, I guess? but that's still 3 shots, and with Eye of the Storm, I can just keep that 3rd shot on target and hit the head anyway. But it is also easy to proc with all the stasis shards being generated in the current sandbox because of the seasonal artifact being focused around stasis. I can see an argument to be made for having a consistent 10% damage buff active at all times. Maybe you're trying to get a cleanup kill on someone and they have like just enough HP to where that 80 to the head will not kill them. So maybe that 10% damage buff is something that you like actually need. Do what you will. I don't think it's worth investing in, but it's not impossible to keep active at all times. Multi-kill clip all but guarantees that you'll be running Killing Wind in 3 if you use it. 1 stack is a 16% boost that makes you 2 head, 1 body, all resiliences, so it's not bad at all. I just personally prefer neutral perk options. Eye of the Storm is my preferred pick here, like I said, but I see value in multi-kill clip, Harmony, and collective action like I talked about with those. It's just, like I said, Harmony is hard to take full advantage of, and collective action is not strong enough in my opinion. I'm running Quick Draw on Eye of the Storm on mine, and it feels exceptionally good, very snappy, very fast, very responsive, makes the gun feel even better to shoot than it already does. This does have an origin trait, Head Rush. It's usually a non-factor. Crouching gives you ADS speed and reload speed, I think. Or like standing up from crouching, I guess. I don't know. The icon's pretty cool, but I don't know. It's not really something I ever factor in, ever. As far as pairings go, you can go in either direction as it is a 140 hand cannon. Maybe you want to run a shotgun like Duality or Matador or the new Double Fire Slug from Festival of the Lost that I can't remember the name of right now because I'm a professional. If you want to go the other direction and go more range, you've got sniper options like Cloud Strike, Clue of Finality, Beloved, or even Icebreaker if you've gotten that to drop for yourself yet. I haven't given mine a spin in the Crucible yet, and I'm curious how it's going to treat me, so if you're a big fan of that, I'd love to hear about it. Primary options similarly have the same level of variance. Just have your energy weapon deal with one of the extreme ranges and play accordingly. And stay away from certain auto rifle archetypes, because I think there's too much range overlap. You're going to have that range covered by what the 140 can produce. Kept Confidence is probably my favorite 140 hand cannon. It's a very clean looking weapon, it takes shaders very well, the sight is very minimal with little muzzle flash, and the firing sound is weighty and precise like a stake being hammered into the ground. It duels very well against other primaries using the perk selection I mentioned earlier. Hitting those 3 taps under duress feels fantastic. Rose and Midnight Coup might be statistically better with better perk options, but I haven't wanted to use the Coup since I finished that video and I grew bored of Rose rather quickly. Every now and then I go through my vault looking for a weapon to talk about or pair with one I'm already covering, and this always stands out as something I wanted to bring out again and use. It's just fun. I don't know what else to say, man. It's just fun. It's snappy, it's crisp, it's precise. It's a very, very good feeling hand cannon. And as long as the weapon can fight at the ranges that you're fighting with it, and it will perform with you, I think that feel is the most important thing after those are covered, and most 140s do cover that. This is my preferred 140. It's really a pity that it's not available reliably anymore. Most people have a 140 they're attached to, since hand cannons are something wholly unique to Destiny. And you see some common ones out there like IS Luna or like the other 2 that I mentioned previously. It's a crapshoot on how well those players are playing, but whenever I see somebody using Kept Confidence, they're usually running the lobby and doing it in a very stylish and efficient manner. I don't see it very often, but when I do, it makes a name for itself. I love this hand cannon. If Xur or Banshee ever sell a copy, I highly suggest you spend your deep sight harmonizers on making it craftable, just so you can feel how crisp this is to shoot. But with that, that's going to do it for me today. Do you guys enjoy the Kept Confidence? Do you not have it? You're curious about it? Is it a weapon that you enjoy? Is it a weapon that you hate? I would love to hear any of your opinions and thoughts on anything that you're thinking about in those comments down below. Once again, thank you guys for sticking around and showing me all the support lately. Like I said, we did just hit 300 subscribers. I know it's not the biggest of numbers or biggest of milestones, but it means a lot to me that I've got this many people interested in what I've got to say about any topic that I talk about. Mainly Destiny, obviously, but the Silent Hill video kind of popped off out of nowhere 2 days ago, so, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.